We're looking through the lens tonight with Republican newspaper staff photographers Dave Roback and Don Treeger as they share with us some of their own personal favorite shots from recent months. Dave Roback, Don Treeger, gentlemen, always good to have you in. Thanks for coming. This time we've got 4 pictures from each of you of some of your favorite stuff recently. I got to tell you, get the chance to go through the list ahead of time. It is some fun, cool, interesting stuff. Don, we start with you. An alligator found in West Springfield.
Who would have figured? Yeah. Alligator in West Springfield. We were sitting in the office, and the scanner is on 24/7 in the office, and it's always in the background. But you learn to listen for odd things, and all of a sudden I heard alligator and West Springfield, and I said to Dave, did you get an address? What? Nobody really knew. The newsroom, nobody really knew. So I said, all right, I'm going to start heading over to West Springfield. Update me if you get any more information. Dave called me a few minutes later. He had an address. Somebody was keeping an alligator in their backyard for, actually, it turned out to be 20 years or more. Yeah. And sent over a crew, and they captured the alligator, and I was fortunate to be there and made what probably
they don't look like they feel fortunate to be there right now.
No, it was
a little scary.
It weighed a ton. It was so big, and it wasn't happy. No. And the girls did a great job wrangling and wrestling it, but it made one of my favorite pictures.
To get, I mean, really, you get you really realize the alligator and the people taking him. Nobody's really happy.
No, but it made a great picture, and I'm just glad I could have been there. I was there to capture it.
Okay. We're going to continue on, and I'm sensing a little bit of a theme here because we've got another one of your shots right away, Don. Cat horde. What happened?
Another scanner call. People were hoarding cats. There were probably 20 to 30 cats in the building, and I made pictures of them taking the cats out in cages or boxes and what have you. But to actually get a picture of this screaming cat, I think summed up the whole situation in one picture. And people just love animal pictures anyway. So,
Dave Roback, you went to the circus. You didn't get circus animals. You got acrobats. That is a tough picture to make happen.
Yeah, I think it's framed pretty well. Yeah. They juggle with their feet. I've never seen it before. But
they juggle each other, though. That's
one guy gets on top and he does all these flips and everything. And you got the people in the background pointing, and it just made a nice photo.
I got to ask you, did you get to see the act once or twice first, have an idea, or you just
had no idea?
You don't have that kind of time usually.
No, I had no idea. And the circus at the Big E changes every year. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have a few similar acts, but no, I had no idea what was going to happen here.
This picture I love, and not as a political statement at all. The first thing I thought of is, wow, there's that, for years, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, that is the thrill of victory.
I scoped it out a little bit. He had, Nick Cochi, who's running for sheriff. Right. Ran a very long campaign, as you know. Mm-hmm. And this was at election or primary night. And they had the name flashed on the screen. So I said, well, maybe, we can get both things in there. And he comes in, and he was like a bull in a china shop. He was just so excited to win, and all his helpers and everything were just so excited. And once he got up on stage, he put the number 1 finger up. And if you can tell briefly, he's got a sheriff's badge on his jacket from the lights from the thing. And so it made a very nice campaign photo. I don't know who's going to win come election day, but this was the primary, and this was probably one of my better election photos in a long time.
Back to our friend Mr. Treeger. Back with the animals.
Oh, another animal.
The escaped monkey. Hey, you picked the pictures. Come on.
I know.
Dizzy the monkey who escaped from Forest Park Zoo. The same ladies that went and got the alligator.
Good year with animals.
Yeah.
Now, Dizzy, we all know the story of Dizzy. He escaped. But I went there on the original call when Dizzy was missing. Nobody knew where he was. Right. And then I saw some of the Forest Park Zoo personnel looking up. And all the media was over on one side. And I started drifting over, trying to figure out where they were looking, and then I saw them up in the tree. So I was shooting pictures. All the other media is doing their interviews down there. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew what was going on. So I was able to make some pictures. And then it was just a waiting game. And we waited for Dizzy to come down. And finally he came down. And right after this picture was taken, he ran off again. Yeah. But I was lucky enough to make this picture, which is one of my favorites. Was my screensaver at work for quite some time. Love Dizzy.
We're going to stay with you, but finally something that's, well, sort of not an animal. It's a construction crane for MGM in downtown Springfield.
Actually, Dave photographed them putting the thing up a couple of days earlier, and then I was downtown for something else at the courthouse, and I just thought it made a graphically pleasing photograph. I made it a silhouette, and I just couldn't believe these guys are walking along. I mean, that's really high up in the air, and I just thought it was a interesting picture, and the graphics of the lines and everything made it rather striking. So it became one of my favorite pictures of the last few months.
Back to Mr. Roback, and this is a photographer's dream in a lot of ways. Rainy weather feature, but tell us more.
As everyone knows, there's been a drought, and there haven't been a lot of days that it's rained. So, it clicks in your head. Even if it rains for a short period of time, you got to get a weather feature. We've been doing this for 30 plus years and getting weather features. And I had a job downtown, and I said, what am I going to do for a weather feature? And then all of a sudden I looked up, and this is through my sunroof in the car, looking up through up into the Campanile. You got your rain, you got where it is, and so it was framed pretty well.
What more could you ask for? And one more picture. I loved all of these guys. These were so much fun to see. But you got one more. Dave, it's yours. And tell us the story.
Congressman Neal sends out a press release saying he's going to meet 105-year-old Peg Stern at the former technical high school. Now, they both went to Tech High at different times, obviously. Yeah. But this lady was such a hoot. She knew all about going to school. She remembered everything. She remembered there was a dirt road in front of the school, and they were just reminiscing. And at the end of the little gathering there, I'm laying on the ground, shooting up so I can get technical high school in the back. She goes, I'm not helping you up. This is a lady who's 105 years old, and she's worried about me getting up off the ground. So it made a nice photo.
I hope I don't ruin the mood of it, but did you ask him to sit on the steps, or did they just
did.
do that?
They
wow.
did.
Great stuff, guys. Great stuff.
All right. Thanks,
and
Jim.
what do we always tell everybody?
Don't forget, go out and buy a newspaper, Jim.
All right. Dave Roback, Don Treeger, thanks for coming in. Always great to see you guys.
Thanks a lot, Jim.